The Cornwall Colts are a Canadian junior ice hockey team from Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. They are a part of the Central Canada Hockey League. Before 1992, they were known as the Massena Americans, and moved to Cornwall in 1992 when the Cornwall Royals were sold and moved away from the city. Championship era. The Cornwall Colts quickly became CJHL powerhouses, winning Art Bogart Cups in 1995 and 1996. The 1996 final between the Gloucester Rangers was played at the Cornwall Civic Complex. A sold-out crowd watched the Cornwall Colts defeat the Gloucester Rangers 4-3 in Game 7. In 1998, the Cornwall Colts were swept 4-0 by the Highway 401 rivals Brockville Braves. Cornwall went on to claim the Art Bogart Cup over the Brockville Braves 2 years later, and went on to defeat the Halifax Oland Exports to win the Fred Page Cup, despite going winless at the Royal Bank Cup in Fort McMurray, Alberta. The entire city of Cornwall stood right behind the Colts every step of the way. The Colts would continue their winning ways in 2001 as the Colts whitewashed the Ottawa Junior Senators 7-0 in Game 7 at the legendary C. Miller Arena on Water Street, but suffered a heartbreaking overtime loss to the Street Jerome Panthers in the final game of the Fred Page Cup. Since losing the finals the following year, the Colts never made the finals to date. 2003 Fred Page Cup. The Cornwall Colts in the city of Cornwall was awarded the Fred Page Cup for 2003. The tournament was originally awarded to the Ottawa Junior Senators, but backed out due to arena trouble and accommodations. The tournament was played in the Cornwall Civic Complex, instead of the S.I. Miller Arena, because it was too small. The tournament was a success, despite that the Colts bowed out in the semi-finals with a double overtime loss to the Nepean Raiders. 2008 Royal Bank Cup. In fall 2005, the City of Cornwall and the Cornwall Colts were awarded Canada's most prestigious Junior A hockey tournament for 2008. The runner-up for the tournament were the Pembroke Lumber Kings. For the 2007-08 season, the Cornwall Colts shifted over to the Cornwall Civic Complex and left the C. Miller Arena for good. The Colts now had the biggest arena in the league, despite that attendance figures were surprisingly low. The Colts finished 6th and lost the quarterfinals. The Colts rested for several weeks and entered the tournament with expectations of winning the Royal Bank Cup, but a 7-0 loss to the Humboldt Broncos of the SJHL in the opening contest wasn't the start they were looking for. The Colts managed to win the next 2 games against the Oakville Blades 5-4, and Weeks Crushes 6-1. But lost in the semi-finals to the eventual champion Humboldt Broncos. The Colts did very well. Captain Darcy Findlay received the RBC Most Valuable Player award for the tournament. Cornwall Civic Complex. The Cornwall Civic Complex became the permanent home for the Cornwall Colts in 2007. Before, the Colts played their games at the now demolished S.I. Miller Arena. The Cornwall Colts played their games at the Cornwall Civic Complex since 1992, but moved into the S.I. Miller in 1997. The Cornwall Civic Complex was used to host the 2003 and 2015 Fred Page Cup tournaments. Season-by-season record. Note: GP equals games played, W equals wins, L equals losses, T equals ties, OTL equals overtime losses, GF equals goals for, GAR equals goals against. Fred Page Cup, Eastern Canada Championships MHL, QAAAJHL, CCHL, host. round-robin play with second versus third in semi-final to advance against first in the finals. Asterisk 2003 tournament host. Royal Bank Cup. Canadian National Championships. Dudley Hewitt Champions, Central. Fred Page Champions, Eastern. Western Canada Cup Champions, Western. Western Canada Cup runners-up and host. Round-robin play with top 4 in semi-final and winners to finals. Championships. CJHL Bogart Cup Championships. 1995, 1996, 2000, 2001, 2013. Eastern Canadian Fred Page Cup Championships. 2000. CJAHL Royal Bank Cup Championships. None. Notable alumni: Cam Barker, Andre Binet, Jan Darnes, Farrand Gilly, Rosario Joannette, Chad Kilger, Frank Mario, Kent McDonnell, Eric Maloche, Kevin O'Shea, Gordon Spence, Ryan Vandenbussche, Ron Ward, Jesse Winchester. Ice hockey: Brian Moreno, Alan Quenville. Cornwall Colts webpage.